Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. Today we are talking about the live-action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon. The How to Train Your Dragon animated trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and so when they announced they are going to be doing a live-action adaptation of the original film, I was stoked because it's one of those animated movies that I thought, if they do this live action, it has the potential to look awesome, just getting to see all the dragons and different things like that. Although I'm not gonna lie, when it was first announced, I was a little worried because, as you guys know, live action adaptations, remakes of these classic animated films, they don't exactly have the best track record over I'd say the last decade, and so I was a little bit nervous at first, but then they announced that they are going to be bringing the original director from the animated films back, and then we got our first look at Toothless and some of the other dragons, and that definitely settled me down a little bit. I was like, okay, I think this has the potential to be awesome. Now, if you aren't familiar with the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, the animated films, I should say, basically the story is you have these group of Vikings, they live on Berk, which is this island, and for years now they've been at war with these dragons, trying to kill them off because they think that they're dangerous, they're always taking their animals, food, etc., until one day, one of the Vikings, a lot of people consider the worst Viking out of the bunch, Hiccup, he befriends this Night Fury, which the Night Furies are considered one of the most dangerous dragons in the land, and they develop this bond and relationship. From there, Hiccup has to try and convince not only his father, but the rest of the people on the island that maybe the dragons aren't quite as bad as they really thought. First off, I gotta say that Toothless and the rest of the dragons look absolutely phenomenal here. That was one of my biggest worries going into that. I thought they have to nail the look of the dragons, and you can tell that they put a lot of work and detail into them. I thought they did a great job of bringing them from the animation to the live action. The CGI was phenomenal. And so when you see movies like this and you look at other studios, and especially when you have these big budgets, it's like, you know it can be done, but why do we get that shitty CGI sometimes when you get movies like this where it just looks so great? And man, I gotta say, the flying scenes in this film that you get with Toothless and Hiccup, but even the rest of the dragons that you get later on in the film as well, was epic. It was breathtaking. I got to see this in IMAX. I can't recommend to you guys enough. See this on the biggest screen possible because it is worth it. If you guys do know this franchise, you know that the main focus of these films are the relationship between Toothless and Hiccup and how that develops starting from this first film. They build that relationship and it develops over the next several films, and I thought that they absolutely nailed that here. There were several times in the movie watching this film where I found myself smiling, just the interaction between those two characters. And I thought Mason Thames as Hiccup was really good as the character. That was another, between him and Astrid, I was kind of worried because those are my favorite characters in the film. And so, who are you going to cast to portray these characters? And so I thought he did a really good job. I loved the back and forth between him and Stoick, his father, played by, once again, by Gerard Butler. It was cool to see him make the transition from the animated films to this live action adaptation, and he fit right in. And there was a moment between Hiccup and Stoick that I won't go into details. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys if you haven't seen any of the previous films, but I'll say there was an emotional moment between those two characters that got me a little emotional, a little choked up just with losing my dad recently. I was really feeling the feels there, but a lot of happiness in this film too. Just seeing some of the flight sequences, I got even almost a little bit emotional just because I thought those were so fun. Seeing a movie like this on the big screen, I can't even imagine seeing it as a kid. This is the reason why, like one of the reasons why I love going to the movies, just getting to experience these big epics on the screen. And I also liked Nico Parker as Astrid, which I know a lot of people were a little upset because when they announced her, she didn't have the blonde hair like she did from the original animated films, and so that was kind of a little bit of a controversy there, but I thought she was really good as the character, and Astrid's one of my favorite characters, so again, that was something that I was worried about going into this. And I'll say overall, just as far as the casting, because I won't go through every single character in the film, but I thought overall that They did a really good job of the casting. I thought the costumes looked great. It really helped immerse me into this world. The score really helped as well. So overall, just a really nice immersive experience. And I will say, because I've seen, this is one of the main critiques that I've seen from some of the critics out there that have put their reviews out, that, oh, this is too similar to the original animated film. And that wasn't a problem for me. I'm actually glad that they stuck pretty close to the storyline. They added a couple scenes here and there. Otherwise, for the most part, it's pretty much a shot-for-shot remake adaptation. But if it's not broke, why are you fixing it? My main thing, I just wanted to see this in live action because, like I said, it had that potential just to be really epic with the dragons and seeing the Vikings and their costumes. And so I wanted them to stick pretty close to the story, and that's what they did here. I can understand a little bit if you're upset that you wanted to do something else, but if they did, I feel like other people would have been pissed if they went the other way and they changed it up completely, changed things with characters, the storyline. So I think this was probably the safest bet, but I saw this with a pretty much sold out screening at IMAX, and I will let you guys know that at the end of the screening, everyone was clapping. So it seemed like the audience really enjoyed it. I'm a big How to Train Your Dragon fan. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to actually see this again this weekend. My girlfriend got me us tickets to go see at one of the big IMAX screens that are near us. So, and I haven't been to that one. So excited to check that out. These are some of the popcorn buckets that I've gotten from the film. So this one's from Cinemark, but I think you can get it at multiple theaters. It's like a tin one, but I liked it because it has all the different dragons on here. So this one's really cool. And I ended up getting the Toothless bucket. This is from Cinemark. A little bit smaller, but Toothless is just so dang cute. I had to pick this one up. And then also got some of the cups with the little toppers. Had to get Stormfly. You got Toothless. And I can't remember his name right now, but the other dragon there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. If you guys had a chance to check it out already at the early screening, let me know what your guys' thoughts were, or if you're seeing it this weekend. Leave your comments down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as well as the bell button next to it. That way you get notifications for all my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, please make sure to check back for more Pop Culture with Pat.